KPBS On Demand is supported by Latino Legacy Foundation, presenting their Storyteller series, Reach for the Stars with Ellen Ochoa, the first Latina astronaut. Welcome Serenade by the all-female mariachi Amapolas, Sunday, June 29th. More at latinolegacyfoundation.org.
Good morning, I'm Debbie Cruz. It's Tuesday, March 14th. Smuggling attempts by sea are increasing and people are dying. More on that next, but first, let's do the headlines. The National City teacher accused of child sexual abuse pleaded not guilty in court yesterday. Jacqueline Ma, who was a sixth-grade teacher, was arrested early last week after a parent reported that her 13-year-old son was possibly having an inappropriate relationship with a former teacher. After posting bail, Ma was rearrested later in the week for additional alleged crimes. She is also accused of trying to contact the victim while she was out on bail. Ma is now being held without bail and faces up to 29 years in state prison if convicted on all charges. SDSU is seeded 5th in the South region of the NCAA men's basketball tournament. The team will face 12-seeded College of Charleston in a first-round game Thursday afternoon in Florida. The Aztecs will be playing in the tournament for the second consecutive season. The rain will be back today, but it will be light. The National Weather Service then predicts that the coast will get moderate rain between midnight and 6 in the morning tomorrow. They expect the mountain areas will get heavy rain during that same time. It will also be windy with the strongest winds expected tonight and tomorrow morning. So if you're driving during that time, be very careful. And good or bad news based on your feelings about the rain, this week is not the end for us. The Weather Service says there's a 70 to 80% chance that we have above normal rain in mid to late March. From KPBS, you're listening to San Diego News Now. Stay with me for more of the local news you need.
KPBS On Demand is supported by the San Diego County Toyota dealers, presenting the new 2025 Camry with refined design and performance. Visit your local Toyota dealer to learn more about all the features the new 2025 Camry offers. The San Diego County Toyota dealers. We make it easy.
Eight people died when a migrant smuggling boat capsized near Black's Beach in La Jolla late Saturday night. KPBS border reporter Gustavo Solis says the tragedy comes as President Joe Biden faces increasing fire for his immigration policies.
Smuggling attempts by sea along the San Diego coast more than tripled between fiscal years 2019 and 2022. Pedro Rios is an immigrant advocate with American Friends Service Committee. He says the deaths over the weekend at Black's Beach fit a disturbing pattern.
These maritime events are not a new phenomenon. They have been taking place now for over a decade here along the San Diego coastline. However, the trend has been picking up.
Rios went on to say that they are the direct result of a prevention through deterrence policy that dates back to the mid-90s. The goal is to make crossing the border so difficult and dangerous that it will deter would-be migrants from even trying.
But that hasn't worked. And in fact, what that has led to is an increase of people that have died as a result of that.
The tragedy happened before President Joe Biden visited San Diego to discuss a new security pact with Australia and the United Kingdom. He faces more pressure than ever to address the crisis at the border. Conservatives criticize Biden for not doing enough to secure the border, while liberals are saying that he's broken campaign promises to roll back Trump-era policies. Gustavo Solis, KPBS News.
The president's visit to San Diego was his second in 5 months. Reporter Jacob Ayre says President Biden met with the prime ministers of Australia and the UK at Naval Base Point Loma to discuss global security on the high seas.
President Joe Biden and the prime ministers discussed an 18-month-old nuclear partnership known as AUKUS. It's a security pact between the three countries. It comes amid growing concerns about China's influence in the Indo-Pacific region. Biden announced that Australia will purchase U.S.-manufactured, nuclear-powered submarines to modernize its fleet.
They're nuclear-powered, not nuclear-armed. Australia is a proud non-nuclear weapon state and is committed to stay that way. These boats will not have any nuclear weapons of any kind on them.
Biden's trip to San Diego is his first stop on a 3-day trip. He'll discuss gun violence prevention in Monterey Park on Tuesday and talk about his plans to lower prescription drug costs on Wednesday in Las Vegas. Jacob Ayer, KPBS News.
It may be equal pay day, but women are still earning less than their male counterparts. Reporter Claire Strong looks into why.
2 months and 14 days. That's how far into the year women have to work to earn what men made the previous year. According to the Pew Research Center, the gender pay gap hasn't changed much over the past 2 decades. Today, they say, women earn 82% of what their male colleagues make. And women of color are hit the hardest. Jess Watcott's an assistant professor of women's studies at San Diego State University. She says women need more support as they often have to take unpaid leave to look after children.
We don't have enough quality childcare for working families, working parents. So paid family leave and childcare infrastructure would make a huge deal in allowing women to not have to take as much time off work.
Equal Pay Day started in 1996 as a public awareness campaign. Claire Strong, KPBS News.
Coming up, a North County man sets sail in a Viking ship. We'll have that story and more next, just after the break.
KPBS On Demand is supported by Paint Care, offering households and businesses in California more than 800 leftover paint drop-off sites for recycling. Quantities of 100-plus gallons of paint may qualify for a large volume pickup. Learn more at paintcare.org.
What do you do once you finish building a Viking ship by hand? Why, you take it out to sea, of course. That's exactly what one North County man did, and reporter Alexander Nguyen was there.
Hip hip. Hurrah! Hurrah!
With lots of fanfare, a Viking horde, a small gathering, and a blessing from the gods.
In the name of Odin.
Odin, we name you Sleipnir.
Tom Kottmeyer's years-long passion project finally took to the sea, or in this case, San Diego's Mission Bay on Sunday.
Why did I build this ship in the first place? Well, I'll be brief, but 20 years ago I was living in Vancouver, BC, and I've been a lifelong sailor. I've always sailed, and I heard about a group of Scandinavians at the Scandinavian Community Center who were building a Viking ship. So I said, what? I got to find out about this. So I got involved.
When he retired in 2018, he wanted to build a ship of his own. The plans for the 33-foot Sleipnir was based on the ship he helped build in Vancouver, which was a replica of the Gotstad, a Viking ship unearthed from an ancient burial mound.
We're a little nervous. It's the first time.
Ivar Schoenmeyer is Kottmeyer's partner in crime. He helped with the shipbuilding.
We want to make sure that we get a feel. We have never used the rudder. We want to make sure that we know how the ship behaves and become comfortable with that.
And with a push, Viking reenactors set off on the maiden voyage. They all had to sign a waiver for swearing any pillaging on this trip. Up next for Kottmeyer, sailing the ship in Sweden. But that's
next year. Okay, 24.
In Mission Bay, Alexander Nguyen, KPBS News.
That's it for the podcast today. As always, you can find more San Diego news online at kpbs.org. I'm Debbie Cruz. Thanks for listening and have a great Tuesday.
KPBS On Demand is supported by Markel Design and Remodeling, helping homeowners with their home remodeling needs. From ADUs to kitchen remodels, room additions, and custom homes, Markel Design and Remodeling can help homeowners design and build their dream homes. More at trustyourhometous.com.